I would like to invite to the podium Ms. L. Ramadevi, Director, Emerging Technologies and OSD, Department of Information Technology, Electronics and Communications from Government of Telangana. Can we welcome ma'am with a resounding round of applause?
Thank you for him. You have set the context right, for the day-long sessions. Well, a very good morning, everyone. Principal Secretary, Special Chief Secretary Jayesh Ranjan Garu would be joining in a couple of minutes with us. Respected Jitendra Sharma ji, then NSN, Dr. NSN Murthy, Gagandeep Nanda, GVL Satyamurthy Garu, Amitabh Nag, Dilip from Trigen Technologies, and Principal Secretaries, senior officials from other state governments, officials from Government of Telangana, and my colleagues from IT&C Department. A warm welcome from Government of Telangana to the 7th edition of Digital Transformation Conclave. Well, this is the second time we are hosting here in Hyderabad, and thank you all again for making it today, for this event. Use of ICT has come a long way in India for the last couple of years. The twin objectives being, to improve service delivery to citizens and to improve governance. And different states have taken, excellent initiatives. Some states have done excellent job. A few other states have actually, done reasonably good, and a few other states are catching up. But nonetheless, in the area of delivery to, services to citizens, we have done really a good job. And within government, Government of Telangana, we are currently delivering more than 500 plus services through MiSeva, and we are also using e-office. Especially during the COVID, most of our government departments have moved to e-office. So almost all the departments are using e-office now. Apart from this, we have also done some excellent work in the area of frontier technologies, such as AI, drones, blockchain, and so on. We have been working on these technologies for the last couple of years, almost 5 years now, and really, we could solve some very critical problems and could actually help the departments, in either improving their internal efficiency or creating impact on ground. So, while we are doing this, again, added to this, we have now the technology stacks at the national level, where citizens are using, be it Aadhaar, UPI, and others, where we probably can name them as DPIs. In this current context, against the backdrop of, all the states doing, delivering services to citizens while the frontier technologies and the stacks, Aadhaar stack and all that we are having. What is that, as governments we need to focus on? So to my mind, there are 3 areas, while all of us know this, but still, I think I would just bring it to your notice. One is, of course, data. The second one is AI. Again, I don't think any event would actually, come to a close without anybody talking about or mentioning AI, because it's going to impact, it is already impacting our lives, the way we work, the way we, interact, everything. And the third one is DPIs. Well, data, again, all of us know, talk about it, how data is important, how it actually helps to gain insights, how it helps in policy making, and all of us are aware of it. But to my mind, we haven't done significantly enough in that area. While most of the state governments do use data to generate, MIS reports, certain basic MIS reports, but we haven't gone to that level where we actually derive insights out of data. In fact, a whole industry, insights industry is developing on this, which private sector is actually leveraging. Probably this one area where as governments we need to do a lot, because as governments we hold huge data, be it in the healthcare, education, agriculture, you name it. Every department holds huge data. So how do we actually make available that data to the ecosystem so that, startups will come out with, or companies will come out with innovative solutions for the government. So as a step towards this, we actually we started sharing our public data, with no personal data, so that over a portal. But later when we started working on these frontier technologies as AI and so on, we realized that, that is just not enough, because if in agriculture, if a startup has to actually deliver services to farmers, they need personal data. So how do you share personal data without, and when we started, we didn't have this DPDP Act, it just came last year. So how do we enable, and the governments are really skeptical, they are very, sort of saying that how do we share personal data, there are no guidelines or laws in place. So we came up with our own data management framework, So, and backed by the data management framework, we set up a data exchange platform. It's called, initially we focus on agriculture because that's one of the important sectors for us. So Agri Data Exchange, and today we have a couple of data sets. IISc, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore is the implementing agency, the technical partner for us. So it's again a DPI. So any states, if they want to adopt, they can easily quickly, plug and play is the kind of thing that we are looking at. I said public data and personal data also we are sharing. We are about to share, all the Raitu Bandhu data, the farmers' data. Of course, putting in certain guardrails, consent management, it will comply to the DPDP acts and rules. That's of course non-negotiable, when you're sharing personal data. That's about data set. Second, coming to AI. Well, all of us know, everybody is talking about AI. In fact, I believe that AI is going to accelerate, human progress. And many of the, others also believe in the same way. As a government, I don't think we can afford to miss out this, opportunity. So, I think there are two things that as governments we need to focus on. One is how do we develop the ecosystem for AI, companies, startups, solutions, to thrive in India. The second one is, again, very important to us is how do we adopt AI within the government. So, the second one I'll talk about first, how do we accelerate the adoption of AI within the government. So, again, in AI, we have, our government is working currently, especially our division, emerging technologies, where we focus only on emerging technologies such as AI, blockchain, cloud, drones. So, we actually interact with various departments, conduct workshops, capacity building, sessions and so on, make them understand what technology is, what can it really do, Again, we don't want to use technology for the sake of it. Really, it should address a particular challenge, a pain point, some problem it should solve, otherwise it's of no use. So now we are working on with more than 10 departments on more than 25 use cases. Of course, not all use cases are successful, I admit it. Some we have failed, some are successful, some, in fact, the departments are so happy. They coming back to us saying that, can you do this for us, can you do this for... Initially, they were very hesitant, to adopt these solutions. So, that's one, adoption of, within the government. Second, how do we develop the ecosystem? If you want to have solutions, you need to have companies that offer these solutions, right, innovative solutions. So, for us, we have one of the, best startup ecosystems, and we scout solutions from the startups, we actually share the problem statement and ask them to come out with solutions, and again we shortlist and all, we implement those solutions. So one is entrepreneurship, support for the entrepreneurship. Second is developing the talent pipeline. If India as a nation has to become a talent hub, and each state will have to work towards it, it's because combination of states actually becomes a country. So towards that end, we are actually planning different programs, mostly for students who are coming out of colleges. How do we train them, so that they become employed? How do we build a talent pipeline in AI? Because we already have engineering talent in India. Why don't we build on that? So these two things, I think, are very important. Of course, compute, I'm not getting into that. While India AI Mission actually, identified 6 pillars, including compute, setting up innovation labs, LLMs, and so on. So, but these two are the core ones that I think we need to focus on. And our government is also very keen to actually, offer any support that's required for AI. Actually, we are planning Global AI Summit, in the month of September. It was actually scheduled in July, but due to some reasons, we had to postpone it to September. And our minister also announced in several, forums that we are going to actually create an AI city, in the sense it's not just a physical city as such, but it will have all the components of an ecosystem that an AI, environment needs. So these two, the government is focusing. These are the two priority areas for the government in AI. Now, moving on to the third, DPIs, most of the state governments have similar requirements. It could be in any sector, it could be agriculture, education, anything else. So what if we can think of, developing one solution for a particular state, and if it is successful, can take it to other states as digital public infrastructure? Why, when this can be done at the national level, why can't we do at the state level? In fact, I was talking to Revati ji, she was sharing their solution, analytic solution, which I felt maybe probably we could use in other states as well, So that is one area maybe as, senior professionals, experts, in e-governance or technology practitioners, please think on those lines. Can we co-create solutions as DPIs so that other states would be can use them? So it brings down effort, time, everything, and you would be able to give a matured solution, cutting down and improving service delivery to citizens or improving governance. While these are the three important, elements that I wanted to share with you. Thank you for, again, coming to Hyderabad for this edition of Digital Transformation. Well, the team has really curated very interesting sessions. We have expert speakers lined up, from the government, from the industry. So welcome to Hyderabad again. Welcome, sir. Our Special Chief Secretary, Jayesh Ranjan Garu, has just arrived. So thank you all for making it to Hyderabad, the city of pearls, the city of IT. And again, I hope you'll, have a great time sharing your experiences, learnings, and the projects. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Thank you.